Hi there, welcome back to Meditating with me, Vidyamala Burch. I've got a treat in store today because we're going to move on to a period of the Treasure of Pleasure meditation. So this is where we really notice to really pay attention to aspects of our experience that are pleasant. And we discover that there's always something pleasant going on somewhere in our experience. And the art, the practice, is learning to notice that, to attend to it, and to enjoy it. And in this way, we change our brains. We change what we default to quite naturally. So before we do this, I'm just going to say a little bit about modern neuroscience and what's sometimes called the negativity bias. So this is what I mean by our default setting. In the untrained mind, in the unaware person, in the person who's just living a normal life on autopilot, there's usually much more of our nervous system, much more of our attention that's directed towards threat. So we're kind of primed to notice threat. We're primed to notice things that might threaten our very survival. We're a very vulnerable species when you compare us to lions or tigers or elephants. We don't have big muscle mass, we don't have claws, we don't have fangs. And this means that, it's quite remarkable how we've survived as a species. We've floated to the top of the food chain. And one of the reasons why, there's many reasons why, but one of them is that we've got a very effective threat system. So we're primed to run away from danger or to fight or to freeze, sometimes called our fight, flight, freeze response. And this is all very well and good, we need this, but for many of us, this part of our nervous system is overactive, and the part that attends to or is devoted to calming, to resting, to connecting, this is underactive. One can have many theories about why this is, but it seems that in the modern world, we seem to be particularly stressed. Mental health conditions are at an epidemic rate. So I sometimes wonder if we're kind of more primed for this threat response because of social threat. There's so many people on the planet. We're so worried about what people think of us, worried about the impression we're making and so on. And I also think we're just very overstimulated. We've got stuff coming at us all the time through social media, through the internet, through other people, through the world around us, through advertising, through television. So we're bombarded, our senses are bombarded, we go into this threat response, and our negativity bias is alive and well. So what we're going to do today in the Treasure of Pleasure meditation is we're going to really intentionally seek out sensations in the body that have got a flavour, a taste of being pleasant. And I don't mean ecstasy, I don't mean bliss, I just mean ordinary sensations that are there all the time, but they're usually drowned out by the unpleasant, by the stress, by the threat response. And by learning to pay attention to the pleasant aspect of our experience, pleasant sensations, we are quite literally rewiring our brains. There's a lovely saying, what we dwell upon, we become. So we can be a person who's over-focused on the difficult, which means we become a person who's very good at attending to the difficult. Or we can become a person who's also learning to attend to pleasant, calming sensations in the body. And then we become a person who's better at that. So this is what we're going to do in this practice now together. So as always, we drop down into the body, rest down into gravity. Take some deeper breaths. In breath, out breath, settle, rest, arrive. Breathing in the whole body, the front, the back, the sides. And being open to everything. Let's just spend a minute or two noticing any areas in the body that have got a felt quality of resistance, of contraction, of the not wanting mind. And let's include this in awareness with a soft, yielding attitude. Softening on the in-breath, softening on the out-breath. So we're not shutting anything out, and we're starting this meditation from a place of wholeness. And now, let's spend some time looking for pleasant sensations in the body. So if I was doing this now, if I was naming out loud what I'm noticing, what I'm experiencing, I'm feeling a sense of warmth around my shoulders where my jacket is touching my shoulders and keeping me warm. And that's pleasant. I'm noticing some hair resting on the skin of my face, some of my fringe resting on my face, and I discover that's really pleasant. It's delicate. It's a pleasant touch. My face is soft, and that's pleasant. So spending a few moments resting inside your whole experience and letting into awareness sensations, feelings that have this felt quality of being pleasant, of being open, and dwelling there. Training in being a person who notices pleasant sensations as well as unpleasant sensations. What you dwell on, you become. How many different sensations can you find? Feeling into their fluid nature, letting them come, letting them go, being careful not to grasp or cling. And what happens when you dwell there? What happens emotionally when you allow in these more pleasant, more open, more spacious sensations? Does your heart become a little more spacious? Being curious, being open to whatever arises. Staying with your experience. If you find your mind is wandering off, then every time you wake up to that wandering, inviting it back inside the body again, and being an explorer, seeking out pleasant sensations in the body, without craving, without grasping, letting them be, letting them come, letting them go. And I'm noticing as I do this that my heart is softening, my heart is opening a wee bit. Positive emotion is arising. And I'm enjoying that. So see what's happening for you. And as you continue meditating for your chosen period, or maybe you want to draw it to a close soon, just reflecting on the effect of shifting your awareness from being dominated by threat to letting in these simple, pleasant sensations that are always there. And we can do this anytime during the day. Feeling the sun on the skin, feeling the gentle breeze on the skin, seeing the sunset, seeing the colour of the trees, hearing the sounds of the birds. All these things are always there as part of our awareness, just waiting to be noticed. So see if you can train yourself to be a person who notices these things, who pauses, who dwells there, and noticing the effect of this in your life.